What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. We're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors that you SNA fans need to know on March 25th, 2024. Make sure to watch it to the very end because it's going to get very, very interesting. And sorry if the camera's blocked out. Like I'm still trying to figure out what's the reason why it's like that right now, But yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me. And yeah, I'm gonna be starting off on today's wrestling news video with some Liv Morgan news now. As as she wants little girls to see her success in WWE and know that they can do it. Liv Morgan wants her story to inspire others. Liv Morgan is a homegrown success story. She came up through WWE in the developmental system, and she has won the SmackDown Women's Championship and the WWE once and the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Baszler were asked to discuss the biggest they each and had faced in their journey up to this point. Morgan noted that she dealt with syndrome imposter syndrome as she felt like she was not qualified. She said, WWE with every fiber of my being, uh, and so I just always felt like imposter syndrome, like 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 there's no way I'll be good enough. There's no way I can compare to these other women that are such athletes. I just didn't have any of that, so I always doubted myself, and I always thought I lacked because I didn't have have either of those things. So I think my biggest battle was just me versus myself, truly. And I think over time, just putting in the work, being consistent, having such great chemistry, a commodity around me, I was able to find my own and feel like I belong, she said. Morgan Morgan was then asked to describe how proud she now feels, like when she talks to young girls who are fans, like just as she once was. Morgan got emotional as the emphasized that she wanted them to look at her and know that they can follow their dreams like she did. She explained, and you have people come to visit you, and you look at these people like larger than life. Like I can never be like that. So when I talk to little girls, I hope to I hope to stress. I hope to stress enough that I don't want you to see me and think you can't have what I have, or you can't have the same success that I have. I want you to know that I was literally you. I was I was you. So I just hope that they look at me and feel that and not just yeah I can never be that be that it's like no, I promise you, you really can. If I did it, you can do it too. So I just hope that they have that belief that they can do it. During in that same interview, with Morgan praised Natalia. You can check that out right here, which we're gonna do so up next. And what are your thoughts on Liv Morgan's what are your thoughts on Liv Morgan's comments about being what I mean not comments? What are her message? What are your thoughts on Liv Morgan's message to the little girls in the fan base that they can follow their dreams too, just like their hero herself, like their hero herself, I should say. My apologies, but let me know in the comments down below, and also. And what are your thoughts in general about this story that Liv Morgan told you guys? Are you shocked about it? Please leave your comments down below and tell me what you think about the matter. And let's move on to the next one with Liv Morgan calls Natalia an unsung hero. Shayna Baszler says she goes to bat for women in WWE. Liv Morgan is inspired by Natalia on WWE's The Bump. Liv Morgan and Natalia participated in a special panel for women's highlight. The three stars were asked to name by Natalia. Shayna Baszler and Morgan then noted that Natalia fights for others. With Liv Morgan starting, I'm always inspired by Natty. I watched Total Divas and I knew I had a tryout coming up, and I'm watching Total Divas and I'm seeing the life that you guys live, and I want to continue to do. You've had a unpaneled career in WWE, and you continue to use your voice. You continue to make sure that the women are represented in all our premium live events, including WrestleMania. It's just what you do is so much more than in in-ring scenario. You're truly a pioneer and someone that I always look up to, and I hope that I can have a declarated and respected career as you have. And then Shayna Baszler then added, I think people don't really know how Natty goes bat for the women. And then Liv Morgan agreed, she's like an unsung hero, doing that while still being like a mainstay actively in the ring in the women's division. It's not like she's retired into this other role and she's doing that behind the scenes. And that's her job. Her job is to be in the ring. And then Liv Morgan added, she fights for everyone else as for miraculously as she fights for this. There's something to say in that. Natalia expressed expressed her appreciation for the kind words and stated that she believed it was important to keep pushing for pushing for forward and reaching higher. And after Shayna Baszler, she's set to face off against Masha Slamovich at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport X event. And and what are your thoughts on the I'll say the complimentary words from both Morgan and Shayna Baszler to Natalia? And do you agree with them? Let me know in the comments down below. Which I would say I agree with them in a way, like because she's been doing this for about making on-screen appearances from the past 16 years, and she's been under that contract since '07, which that's 17 years that she's been a part of WWE. But when she made her on-screen debut, it was in 2008, I believe. Yeah, a little bit before than her future husband ties the Hart Dynasty. Yeah, and and let me know in the comments down below if we'll ever see a team like that ever again in WWE. I'll say maybe if Tyson Kidd is clear enough to clear his neck injury clears him up to do that to get back in the square circle, and then if Harry Smith finally comes back except in a on-screen role better than the last time in the second run, which it wasn't even felt like a second run. Like he barely been there for like a good few months, and the only match he had was in dark matches like after SmackDown. But let's hope that if he does come back to WWE somehow, some way, like he'll be like in a Hart Dynasty reunion. It'll be him and his cousin Natalia, and also Natalia's husband Tyson Kidd. Be clear enough to compete, because it's been almost a decade the last time he wrestled in WWE. Very unfortunate to the former WWE Tag Team Champion, and I heard he's doing very well as a producer for the women's division, and hopefully we get to see this trio again. Hopefully we see him back in the ring in general as well. But yeah, Natalia's been I'll say a workhorse. Like even whether she's a champion or not, but she hardly had like 2 reigns with the women's championship, like one in 2011 and then another one in 2017. Yeah, and she recently had a reign as women's tag team champions about a couple years ago, back in 2021. But do you think that she's gonna have like at least one more title reign? Like what if it's sooner, like at least once, like until before she hangs up her boots for good? Which some just tells me it's going to probably be another decade before that will even happen. But anyways, but yeah, I think she's been an inspirational, like of staying in the WWE. Whether if she's like in the main event scene or even in the mid card scene, she just makes it work. Like she's just a handy helper. Like in a good way, like when she's available to be a part of a role, whether if it's in the singles, women's division, or even a tag team role, she'll do so. Like she's like a female version of R-Truth in WWE. She's loyal to the core, to the company. But anyway, let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some news about The Miz of he would be open to train with Travis Kelce. Thinks the world is his oyster. Yeah. Okay. See you later. But anyways, and it says right here, We got some very interesting news about the Miz. Says he could train with Imagine Travis Kelsey. My dumbass, Jason Kelsey, his brother. My bad. Anyway, yeah, the world will be his oyster. Like the Miz says, I have he could train with Jason Kelsey, like into a superstar, like WWE Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40, and fans have speculated about former Philadelphia Eagles great Jason Kills and or his brother Travis Kells, like appearing at the show in some capacity. Seth Seth Rollins previously invited the duo to come to the event. Jason recently retired from the NFL, and his future seems open. Speaking with TMZ Sports, The Miz was asked about the rumors that the Kelsey brothers could get involved with wrestling, and he said, "The way I look at is as more of a fan of the Kelses. I've I played golf with Travis, and what an incredible human being. Even when we were golfing, I was like, when are you coming to WWE? When are you coming to WrestleMania? Jason, I've never met him, but those are Cleveland guys, and that guy he's played for Philadelphia. It seems like a home run to me, but who knows? Like he's retired, he might just want to relax. He said. The Miz was then asked uh, whether he would be willing to train Jason Kells. He expressed turn him into a big superstar. The Miz highlighted Jason's athletic ability and his skills as an entertainer. He noted that he thought the world was Jason's oyster. He explained, "Hell yeah, I trained him into a superstar as big of a superstar as he is in the NFL. We'll will make him as big of a superstar in WWE. He could he could be very just the athleticism, like him jump up at a Bila game from down and jump up into a window. I was like, oh my god, like this guy's 300 pounds. How did he do that? Like that's incredible. And the athleticism you see to yes, wait, Trey, you don't have to smack Uncle Super Ninja Austin.
No, I want some plastic.
Okay, what I wants to do whether it is to come to WWE for WrestleMania, wink while winking, like or do something for WWE or something for wrestling, like something in podcasting, which he always is, or if he wants to just do something in the NFL coaching, whatever he wants to do. I think the world is his oyster. The Miz previously said that Travis Kelce would do well in WWE before, but we're gonna Okay. Do you say you want that popsicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going down. Huh?
Oh, be careful.
No. Look, now in between that side, that's why not going. I left my flag on myself. You know my switches.
Oh no.
Oh, I know that. What my map?
Question. What is it? No, just the other day.
I use purple maps. I use purple maps. When I use
Okay.
your maps, I want your maps.
Just a second.
Can I put my map? Mama? Oh.
Okay, SNA fans, I'm back here. But again, what's your thoughts on the Miz's comments on Jason Kelce? And he said he indeed met Travis Kelce while they were golfing, but he's the nicest human being in the world. Like, but he never got a chance to meet Jason. But he bet say he's like the same way, and he would kill it like if he was in the professional wrestling business. Which I'll say, if he has that dedication, and I think he'll do very successful into that as well. Yeah, and hopefully we do see the Kelsey brothers like sooner rather than later in the ring, like more specifically WWE and applesauce and popsicle. Okay, coming right up. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you think the world? Do you agree with the man? Like, and do you think the world's Jason Kelsey's oyster? Whether if he sticks around the football industry, whether if he's like a journal, like when he turns into a journalist, like as a commentator, or even as a coach for NFL team, or even a college football team, like perhaps is in his former university in Cincinnati. Let me know in the comments down below. But excuse me for a sec before I move on to the next wrestling news. Like on the same on that interview with TMZ Sports, like Miz said, I DM Travis Kelsey and tell him he could do well in WWE. Like his thoughts on Travis Kelsey potentially crossing over into the wrestling world. The Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce previously said, and he has talked to the Miz about possibly making a WWE appearance. When the Miz was asked about Travis Kelce potentially getting involved in WWE, the Miz said, Miz responded, I'm always sending DM. I think you could do pretty well this year at WrestleMania. We're in Philly, so never say never. In the interviewer brought up George Kettle's appearance at WrestleMania 39, and Miz noted that it would make complete sense for Travis Kelce to cross over into the world. I mean, the wrestling world. He suggested a scenario where Travis and his brother Jason uh, of the Philadelphia Eagles could have a match together. It would make complete sense. I mean, Jason Kells maybe hires after this year, and then what better way to go out than with a match at WrestleMania? He said. The Miz know, and they could do whatever they wanted. Seth Rollins has teased a potential clash with Travis Kelce, and in the past a few months ago, and also Snoop Dogg recently gifted the WWE a golden title to the Philadelphia Eagles. More information about that as well is on the link. But what are your thoughts on the Miz? What are your thoughts on the Miz asking? I mean, what are your Miz thoughts on of both the Kelsey brothers getting a spot? Kelsey brothers getting the opportunity of becoming the what are your thoughts of Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, the Kelce brothers, of teaming together in a match at WrestleMania 40? Do you think it's possible, or do you think a match would be a bit too much to ask? But let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that WWE do have something booked for the NFL brothers, I guess you could call them. And they're the first ever two brothers to face each other at the Super Bowl as well. Which that was a year ago, of course, when Kansas City Chiefs faced the Philadelphia Eagles. Which we also seen Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts being the two first ever African American quarterbacks to face each other in a Super Bowl game. or to be the first ever two African American history, I should say, yeah, along with Travis. That like even though they went to Super Bowls a couple of times, but it was in like separate times, like in different occasions, like when Eli Manning went like twice, it was against Tom Brady in the New England Patriots, and then when Peyton Manning went, it was like two times with the Colts, I believe, which he lost one of them against the New Orleans Saints when Drew Brees was the quarterback, and beat the Chicago Bears in Miami. And then it was yeah. And then the Broncos he went twice with, but the first time in 2013-2014 season, about a decade ago, he lost the Seattle Seahawks when Russell Wilson was the quarterback, and then he beat the Carolina Panthers a couple of years later in 2015-16 season, yeah. And that was against the Carolina Panthers when Cam Newton was the quarterback and at the time. But yeah, but you get what I mean. Like they didn't. Eli and Peyton never had a chance to face each other, and so that's why in 2023, and that's why when in 2023 last year, like when they seen that we finally see two first ever brothers, two first ever brother faces two brothers faces each other at the Super Bowl, like two football players. I say two NFL players that are brothers, like facing off against each other at the biggest championship game in NFL history. Like that's excuse me. Like that's when they inspired to be the coaches for as the coach of the NFC team, because considering they used to play for those specific play for teams that were specifically representing the AFC and the NFC, which the New York Giants are in the NFC, and then the Colts and Broncos are in the AFC. That would make sense to do it that way. I say they may have not faced each other at the Super Bowl, but they can face off against each other at the Pro Bowl a week before that Super Bowl in that year. But let me know about that in the comments for those football fans out there. But back to the wrestling side of things. Let me know if you think Travis Kelce, do you think it will be this year or do you think it will be later? Which I'll say it would be make more sense, make more logical sense, and make perfect sense to bring him in for this year's shows because Jason, it's going to be in the same field that Jason Kelce used to play in, like which is the Lincoln Financial Field, like that's the Philadelphia Eagles' stadium. So why not have them be at least in a part of a match, or even in a match, or even in some kind of a segment, like with them help the babyface wrestler beat up an obnoxious heel wrestler. Like you know how like it is like when they bring in celebrities, whether they're football players or rappers or actors or even comedians as well. Like they always put segments like that. But something tells me maybe they indeed will be in the match, and I'm not sure if we'll be even though we had Grayson Waller and Seth Rollins teasing the match, especially Grayson Waller, to earn the honor of Taylor Swift and her Swiftie fans. But that way of winning and being added to the second bracket of the SmackDown side of this 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, alongside his tag partner Austin Theory of the team A-Town Down Under. And they're going to be facing the Street Profits this coming Friday, and it seems like they're going to probably be likely they'll win, but that's only if the AOP gets involved. I'll say, in my opinion, I don't know what's going to be the outcome of that match. I mean, I wouldn't doubt the Street Profits were going to win. If they were in the feud with the Authors of Pain, then I would say most definitely going to be the Street Profits. Like they haven't had a tag team title opportunity in nearly a year. Like so, this is now's their chance of being in this. But since they're in the feud with the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross with alongside their tag partner Bobby Lashley of this Pride faction against the Final Testament faction, it seemed like they're going to do some kind of a tornado tag team street fight match in a way. But yeah. No, so I don't think Grayson Waller is going to be facing Travis Kelce, at least not this year's WrestleMania, because he's gonna possibly gonna be too busy to be in this 6 pack ladder match unless it's gonna be at night one, and then we see him asking for challenge to Travis Kelce at night two, because you never know though, but I think he's gonna be they're gonna be too busy booking him to be in the match, in this ladder match, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be confirmed unless WWE changed some plans, like to have the Street Profits win, and then we could see this match happening with Waller and Travis. But I'm not sure. Like, yeah, that would happen if they change it. I think they're going to probably, as a satisfying but also cliffhanging way, like with them beating them with the most devastating move in sports entertainment, the surprise roll up. That's just like A Town Down Under did the Good Brothers, but you would expect it to from Grayson and Austin, because they're more likely they're like, so they're going to win with that move. But the Street Profits, they had an opportunity to win in this way, like with them trying to bring down the Authors of Pain. They try to do anything that in their power to do so, which they did. Even if they got it easy, they at the end, like with that surprise roll, seemed a bit easy, but it wasn't easy like it was with Great, because they didn't have their feet on the ropes, or even they poke them in the eye or low blow. All they did is to all they did is with Angelo Dawkins distracting what's his name, Razor, with a big pouncing tackle to him, with Montez Ford, which also distracted Akam, but Montez Ford took it in his package move. But anyways, yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what's to be a hold at this year's show of shows. But anyways, we got Matt Cardona helping Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, which should have been done like 366 days ago. Anyways, 366 days prior, I should rephrase that. But anyway, at WWE WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins will face Roman Reigns and his cousin The Rock. If they lose, Cody Rhodes clash with Roman Reigns on night two's WrestleMania Sunday. Will be Bloodline rules, where it will be anything goes. Fans have already started speculating about who could interfere in the match, either the cost Rhodes, or help him Rhodes, or help him level the playing field. Cody Rhodes' longtime best friend Matt Cardona recently answered some questions on Twitter, /X, and one highlight, he was asked whether he would help Cody in the potential Bloodline rules match. Cardona wrote, if he needs his help, like, he got his back. And I'm saying, like, if he needs my help, on a tweet on this tweet on Twitter, where Cardona previously had a lengthy run in WWE as Zack Ryder. The company released him in a wave of cuts in 2020. Fans will have to wait and see whether Cardona will return to WWE to help Cody. Meanwhile, Cardona remains interested in a potential match against Mick Foley, which that's coming up soon. That's coming up soon, but more likely, like, they've been teased, which Mick Foley said that he's gonna have one more match until he fully hangs up his boots for good, which we can see about. And then also, it's been past that that his wife Chelsea Green had to say about her husband Cardona potentially returning to WWE. What are your thoughts on Matt Cardona could possibly get help his longtime best friend Cody Rhodes of with help him out, evening the odds of the bloodline or the bloodline's unfair advantages. I guess you could say, like, if The Rock and Roman Reigns could win at night one against Rollins and Rhodes, but which will be it's going to be a bloodline free zone, and they'll be barred from ringside. Which The Rock said he'll sign a contract with a lawyer beside him, like that has the contract already out for him just for the bloodline if he disobeyed this disobey this rule or yeah, whatever you would call it, like into the stipulated match, which they'll give Cody Rhodes plenty of advantages if he can defeat the tribal chief and the final boss. But that remains to be seen. Like if Rhodes can successfully do that job, but which some tells me he's gonna come up short on that match. But none of that matters when it comes to the championship match. Like, even if Roman Reigns does have the advantage, like that's the vocal point right there. Like, who's gonna be walking out and at the end of the night of the second night is your WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. And you never know. I thought this would possibly be bound. Like, expect the Long Island, what they call him, I forget but yeah, this expect the Broski to be on the American Nightmare. Like, if he signed the deal with the Stanford-based company, if they give him an offer, because he even said in interviews that he's not going to be begging for a job back. He wants them to ask him for the job back because he's already doing fine in the Indies and and making occasional appearances with the likes of GCW and what's that? Then he meted up with some of the management in TNA to get possibly return to the Nashville-based company. But some just tell me for plenty of reasons he could be back in WWE soon as we know it. I don't rule it out, never say never, but that's only if it's soon. I'll say that's only if he's not being booked that much in the independent wrestling shows. And if so, then it'll probably be later on in the foreseeable future that we could possibly see him back in the squared circle in the land of sports entertainment style of wrestling. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you think so too, or I guess you could call him the King of Indie, or what did he call himself? The Indie God. No, it's the Indie. That's what they call him in the independent scene. They call him the Indie God in independent wrestling. But we're gonna see if the returning Zack Ryder, or even the new version of Zack Ryder with his real name Matt Cardona, comes back to WWE. And who knows, he could possibly be in a program with his longtime best friend, the American Nightmare, if he can finish the story. Or maybe even if he doesn't finish his story, he could still be in some kind of a program with friends turn into rivals, which they're still friends, but it's all part of the script. But yeah, obviously. And we got some Ronda Rousey news now. As she explained, I felt like I was doing custom matches for a effing sickle in the back, like in WWE. Ronda Rousey elaborates on her comments about Vince McMahon in an excerpt from her new book, Our Fight, former WWE star Ronda Rousey shared her thoughts on casting the casting couch culture in WWE. She also spoke critically of Vince McMahon and commented on the allegations against him. While speaking with Rick Rick Ucchino of Cage Side Seats, Rousey was critical of the way McMahon ran WWE. She she explained everything just being beholden to his near 80-year old man who has of 6 episodes of Behind the Bastards about him is not a very good business model. Rousey went on to highlight some of her frustrations from her time for the women in WWE. The former champion made it clear that she felt like she was doing custom matches to Vince McMahon by saying, "I just didn't want to be Vince's action effing. I want to be effing sicko in the back, all power to the girls that keep fighting the good fight. But I'm in my mid 30s now. I got sugar honey iced tea to do," she said. McMahon initially retired in January 2022, and Triple H took over as the head of creative. However, Rousey claimed that Vince McMahon was never gone when she was there, as he was phoning it in through Bruce Pritchard. She also noted that to this day she was skeptical that McMahon was gone, even with her agent who worked at Endeavor, telling her that he is. And then she added, "He was never gone while I was there. An agent who works at WWE's Endeavor, like he was telling me, he's completely gone now. I swear. I'll believe it when I see it, because everyone said he left before he never left. He was there by text message." Vince McMahon officially returned to WWE in January 2023. The company reached a transaction agreement with Endeavor in April, which was finalized in September. McMahon later resigned in January 2024 amid and then during that same interview, Rousey noted that she talked with Triple H before she left WWE. And then, yeah, Ronda Rousey recently called WWE an absolute sugar honey iced tea show, and stated that she did not intend to go back. But what are your thoughts on Ronda Rousey's comments comments about her time in WWE when Vince McMahon was there, basically making her like his action figure, making it look like that she's supposed to do exactly what that he instructed her to do, which that's never right. For any employee, I'm sorry. I totally agree with the former UFC and WWE Women's Champion onto this matter. Like, she may be a bit controversial, but at the same time, she do have a point on to in this one when it comes to speaking her mind, speaking what's on her mind. Which her experience in WWE was not so much of a great one because he's just a a sick freak, to say the least. My PG version, to be honest, I'll say he really is a sick freak. Like, yeah, because like he shouldn't be treating nobody like that, including the women in the roster. Like, just because he's the boss, like, doesn't mean he should make some weird, like make weird references like that in custom matches. Like, it just don't make any sense. Anyways, yeah. Do you think that that Vince McMahon was still there, even though he wasn't there in person physically, and he was in the back, like he was text messaging and putting some words into Bruce Pritchard's head, like she said that he could possibly doing, which it's a possibility. Like, who knows? Like, if that's the case, then how come they didn't show that to her? And if her agent is pretty sure that he's gone, like why don't they prove it that he's not there? Like, if he's not, how do we know if he's not text messaging somebody to tell them how to book the show? Like a Bruce Prichard or whoever has a close working relationship with the chairman. But I believe he wasn't there physically. Maybe Rousey's agent oversaw that. It may look like he's not there, but it looks like when it comes to some bookings, he could be there. But at the same time, I believe not entirely, because we had Triple H as the head booker, and he's the one that's simply making things putting the matches in segments. He's the one that's mostly doing the matches and segments, even though the other executives are just helping out, like come up with something creative with certain matches and segments on the show and angles on the shows, like whether if it's on Raw or SmackDown. But anyways, yeah. But at the same time, Triple H is the one that finalizes things. Like, whoever he likes, he's gonna put on the show. He's gonna book on the show. But if it's something that he doesn't like, he's gonna shred it up, like metaphorically, if not realistically. Like, he'll shred it up, and then they try again, and they continue to do something that would grab the fans' interest in watching the products of both shows of Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you agree with what Rousey said or not. Excuse me. Let me know if you agree with the stuff that Rousey been saying about Vince McMahon and WWE and other stuff in general. But let me know in the comments below. But anyways, let's continue with Ronda Rousey told Triple H that she can't be associated with mediocrity. Excuse me. Like, she cannot associate with mediocrity. That's what WWE seemed happy with. Ronda Rousey talks leaving WWE. The former UFC star Ronda Rousey had a memorable run in WWE across 2 stints. Like, she held the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's Championships, like among other accolades. And she headlined WrestleMania 35. Rousey left WWE following WWE SummerSlam 2023, where she lost to Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match. In that same interview with Rick, frustrations about her second run with WWE. She noted that it created a lot of frustration and 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 anxiety. Like, and she revealed that she had a long talk with Triple H prior to her exit. She said, I had a long seat that sit down. I had a long sit down with Triple H, and I was like, I can't be associated with with mediocrity. Like, that's what they seem to be happy with at the time. I hope that is different now, but I can't say that I've ever experienced it any other way, like she said. Rousey also recalled dealing with other frustrations like during her time in the company when the changes like that had been made since Triple H took over came up in the conversation. Rousey spoke highly of him. Like, she noted that she wished her whole last run was under Triple H rather than Vince McMahon. And then she added, I I'm so glad that it's getting turned around. Triple H has been great towards the women in the company and really believing in us. He's the whole reason that I was there because he believed in me. I wish that my last run was that was under Triple H running things and Vince being gone, and she had no intentions of going back. But what are your thoughts on her comments of her last one? At least was under Triple H regime and not with Vince McMahon, which it partially was. It was like for a good year that like for a second run in WWE. It seemed like it was like for the last for the rest of the years of her career was with under Triple H. Even though Vince McMahon kind of did came back, but he sold it to Endeavor. But at the same, I mean, like who knows about the side with Bruce Pritchard? Like with Bruce Pritchard being there, it's still Vince McMahon still try to have power, but it seems like he won't be having no power because he just got reportedly been reportedly accused of sexual assault and trafficking, like from former female employee of WWE Janelle Grant, and it seems like that he's not going to be trying to get any kind of control in WWE again anytime soon, or even ever. Like if he doesn't get out of this situation of this lawsuit that's against him and John Laurinaitis and the company of WWE. Like at least for those who were involved, like into this lawsuit. I mean this Allen in this scandal, like in this sex trafficking scandal, like with Vince McMahon, like which it's been reported that John Laurinaitis was involved, but according to his lawyer, that he's an innocent man, and he was actually the victim of the situation, and also it's been and it's also been referred that Brock Lesnar was involved into this in this sex trafficking situation as well, with him being contacted by Vince McMahon and then given an offer to this into Joe Grant, and he was supposed to be meeting up with her, but some bad weather hit his area, and so he had to cancel those plans to meet up with this with the former female employee of WWE. But yeah, excuse me, but it didn't name Brock Lesnar, but it said a former UFC champion and I'm not sure if they said a former WWE champion, a multi-time, but that would definitely would fit the description of the Beast Incarnate. Which he's the only guy that's a former UFC world champion that's still active in WWE. It's not like I can name Cain Velasquez because he already left back in 2020, so that leaves him out of the picture. So Brock Lesnar's the only UFC fighter that's also a wrestler that used to have fought for UFC and even won the biggest prize of the company. So so that has to be him, of course. So yeah, that. So then also the other reason because he haven't been on TV for the past months, and he was supposed to make his return at the Royal Rumble, but when those allegations he had to return him there and keep him on hold until further notice, and have Braun Breaker replaced him in that spot in the number 20 spot, I believe. Which it was reported a couple of days prior before the Royal Rumble that Braun Breaker was going to be taking his spot, which turns out that the rumors were true. But let's move on to the next. But yeah, for the past year from since then, like in July, I believe, like like I'll say since July when Vince McMahon retired, like in the Triple H control, she kind of did, but she's still not convinced that it was entirely him that was booking the show. But I think it was because, like in a way, they did plenty of things that Vince McMahon would not allow, if you know what I mean. Whether if it's saying certain words on promos or using certain maneuvers during matches or wherever the scenario is that they bring back or even or even saying recently heels and faces but even though definitely Vince McMahon don't have anything to do with WWE now because he has that have a lawsuit that's against him right now that he's not going to be allowed to go back there because he's pretty much banned there. And then he was informed by somebody at Endeavor to resign, or else there will be nothing left for him because everything is going to be pretty much bankrupt for him. Like if he didn't resign his shareholding stock, But let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some Johnny Gargano news of him competing at WrestleMania is a longtime dream of his. It's DIY themselves, he said. Johnny Gargano says WWE WrestleMania 40 is DIY's moment. On the March 18th episode of Monday Night Raw, DIY, which most specifically Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, defeated the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed, to qualify for the six-pack tag team ladder match at WrestleMania 40. And then we got and speaking on the last week's episode of The Bump, Johnny Gargano discussed what earning the chance to compete at WrestleMania meant to him. He said, being able to sit back and watch that and see fans reaction, like seeing them go crazy, and you always dream of that moment of being able to be in that ring and point at the WrestleMania. You just point to it as whatever, but to be able to point to it. Excuse me. Point. Where is it? Point to and say, I am finally having a match at WrestleMania. It just means the world to me. you said in 10 years. I had my first tryout here in 2015. I've done various things in this company for a very very long time, but I've never been at WrestleMania. The fact that it's finally happening, me and Tommaso Ciampa together, DIY, something we always talked about, something we've always dreamed about, and the fact that it's in Philadelphia, a city that has meant so much to my career, take over Philadelphia against Andrade, one of my most famous matches. We ain't gonna talk about what happened afterward. We're with Tommaso, but that's a story in itself while laughing. But we have such a story in that city. And again, even before that, on the Indies, I went to Philadelphia, so different times to be able to make my WrestleMania debut. It's perfect. Later in Later in the interview, Gargano commented on the other commentator, then stated that WrestleMania 40 was DIY's chance to solidify themselves by competing at WrestleMania and potentially winning the gold. Well, silver, if you consider it to remain with silver plates with the color straps. But anyways, the field, like when him continuing, the field itself, like they are dominant in WWE. The awesome truth, we have our history with them. We have an alliance with them. Also, you look at New Day. One of the I say New Day and the Usos are probably WWE history. So they are always running, always gonna go for gold. I think it is our time now to solidify our sleeves. Like we said, this run is gonna be about our legacy. We have done amazing things like in WWE. We have main evented takeovers, main evented incredible moment is where you become legends to be able to step on that stage in Philadelphia and get a chance at the WWE Tag Team Championships to to live that dream. We've never won a tag won a tag title here in Raw or SmackDown. We only won many titles in NXT. Never won one one here whatsoever. When we grew up, those were the titles we looked at. I said I wanted to be WWE Tag Team Champions, and the fact that I have a chance to make that happen, that that WrestleMania, we did the goosebumps. You did the goosebumps thing, like, like, but that's very real. That's very real. Gargano later reiterated that he had been dreaming of this opportunity, and he highlighted how special it was. He stated that it felt right and expressed how he and Champa believe that this is their moment and their time. And then he finished off saying, "I've been dreaming about this. We mentioned 10 years, but this is really just a lifetime dream that we're doing to accomplish, like the fact that we get to wrestle at WrestleMania for the tag team championship. Like Tommaso is my best friend in the world to go there and make history and become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Just feels right. I feel like we have always talked about our moment. Like me and Tommaso have always said this is gonna be our moment. It feels like genuinely right now, like like in this time, it is our moment. But what are your thoughts on Johnny Gargano's response in the interview about how excited he is, and yeah, and do you think this is gonna be their moment for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships against the Judgment Day, the Awesome Truth, the New Day, and whoever's gonna win the next two brackets, like whether if it's the New Catch Republic or what's their names? New Catch Republic or Gallo del Fantasma or the Street Pro. I mean, not or like on that side, the New Catch Republic or the Gallo del Fantasma. And on the second bracket, the Street Profits. Do you think it's gonna be the Street Profits or A Town Down Under? Which I already know, but for those unaware, I predicted it's gonna be the New Catch Republic and the Street Profits. I mean, not Street Profits. I mean, A Town Down Under. I would pick the Street Profits, but but it seems like the AOP could possibly team ladder match. This 6-way tag team ladder match, if that makes sense, because they cost them for them to get the opportunity for the tag team championship, and then we'll see the AOP try to get some kind of revenge against the Triple Crown tag team champions. I'll say former Raw and SmackDown and Raw tag team. Remember that? But yeah. But again, let me know in the comments down below, like if you think it's his moment. And yeah, he said this has been his dream for many years to come, ever since he's been a wrestling man. He may have been a Triple Crown champion on NXT and won every single championship that there is, except for the Cruiserweight Championship, because yeah, he's not known like in that division. Let's be honest, that's for like the lower mid carders. Like, but while John Gargano's like in the main event level. Like, and even made the North American Championship like a main event worthy championship. But the funny thing is, Johnny Gargano never held WWE Championship gold. And same with Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah, and they've been on the main roster for like championship in the mid card division, like for being on Raw for the past couple of years. But yeah, well, let me know in the comments down below. Like, but it's only just a matter of days when the DIY will finally become the WWE Tag Team or call themselves the WWE Tag Team Championships. But yeah, please give me your takes in the comments on if you think if they're going to be tag team champions, do you think the Judgment Day is going to retain, or do you think, yeah, well, some of y'all are those fans that would say that Awesome Truth's going to win, and I wouldn't blame y'all for many reasons. When it comes to storylines and for Archer to have a WrestleMania moment as well, obviously. So let's hope that that's the case, and or y'all could, or do y'all think the New Day could possibly win and break their losing streak at the showcase event? Like they walked in as championship about a couple of times, but in those times they always lose the championships. Like to whoever, like it was what if it was AJ Styles and Omos, Miz and Morrison? I think they already beat them for those tag titles like months before the main. Wait and see if they could win or the Awesome Truth, the judge, or even the champions themselves, the Judgment Day, or or DIY, or even whoever's going to win these first and second brackets, whether if that being Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate of the Duquesne Republic, or Legado del Fantasma, with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits, and Anytime Down Under's Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. But yeah, let me know what y'all's predictions in the comments down below. Yeah, and I mean it could be the DIY, but some just tells me it won't be at WrestleMania when they become tag team champions. They will, but not at. Yeah, I think they're pushing them to a later date, perhaps in the summer, at one of the members' hometown, at the biggest party in the summer, the second biggest pay per view of the year, I should say. But that's that. Yeah, but either way, let's hope that. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing with this leash? But anyways, yeah, and let's move on. And we got one more news, and we're gonna end this today's wrestling news with. We got some on the road news. No, I don't think this will be a good news to end today's wrestling news. How about okay? We're gonna end today's wrestling news video with some Jeff Jarrett news, as he thinks it's almost a guarantee that someone else will use the Undertaker character. Jeff Jarrett thinks WWE could reuse characters like the Undertaker someday. Speaking on My World with Jeff Jarrett, the WWE Hall of Famer answered various questions from fans. In one highlight, he was asked whether he thinks that other people could reprise characters like the Undertaker and Kane, or even Kane, in the future, because WWE owns him. Like co-host Todd Thompson, noted that AAA fellows follows, AAA follows this approach and question whether the new TKO leadership could greenlight a second Undertaker of some sort. He said, "Buddy, timing is everything, and creative is subjective. But can you imagine? And again, when I say timing, I'm not talking about the merchant the mer the mer the mechanics of essence, the essence of a storyline, and the build. And again, you have I'll just use can you imagine the right set of circumstances, the uh, the going on, the gong go off, the Undertaker's gong, look, Mark's doing one man shows now, and he's very active. He has a podcast, and all that, so maybe today the time isn't right. I don't know, but do I think it's a real possibility? I think it's almost a guarantee that some noted that reusing characters works successfully in Mexico, and there are multiple examples of it. Uh, he also stated that doing so in the instance uh, would not be possible without the greatness of the original Undertaker. It wouldn't be possible is in this case like situations like in instances in Mexico with this it's the nature of the beast as a creative guy, man, like that would be fun to write in book and everything that goes with it. Like during that podcast, Jeff Jarrett also stated that he has taught have taught has not taught about the end of his in ring career. And what are your thoughts on Jeff Jarrett's opinion about WWE could reintroduce the Undertaker character, but except with a new wrestler? And do you think that that's possible? I would say maybe, but not exactly as an Undertaker, not the name the Undertaker. I think it'll be with a different name, something that's the dead man. Like if something ever happened to the Undertaker, like if let's say if he was no longer here to continue to play the role in WWE. But but even for then, I'm not sure if they would guarantee that they would do that, but it's possible they would not do it unless they move on to somebody else. But even for then, I don't think it will. I don't think it will even work like whatsoever. Like on top of that, like it just the fans will be like, it's not the same Undertaker, and it's not like he has that natural edge. And no, not Adam Copeland because Adam Copeland's now on AEW. But anyways, but yeah, I'll say it could name like I don't know, like the Gravedigger or the Gravedigger or the Grim Reaper or something like that. Like something like my grandma would usually call the Undertaker when she forgets what's his name is. Which that's the easiest name to remember. Like even as a little kid, I remember knowing who the Undertaker was. Of watching my time watching WWE, especially with my brother. We were massive Undertaker fans, and alongside Kane, we always be compared as the brothers of destruction. Like especially now, I cannot replace Kane and the Undertaker. I'm sorry. Like maybe they can make similar characters like one day, like in WWE, like even if it's in the next couple of years, I would say maybe they could do some similar like with that characters. Like we find somebody being somewhat similar to the Brothers of Destruction, but with different names and say and different versions of their move, especially the choke slam. And they could come up with different names of like that have anything to do with the grave, like the tombstone, like the Undertaker come up with, but he could call it the cemetery, I guess, like a move called the cemetery, I believe, or the corpse, I should say. Yeah, even though it sounds a bit too dark, but hey, like why not? Like it's wrestling, like anything's possible. Like if you could come up with a specific character, then if you have a finishing maneuver that's named similar to your character, like that's all that matters. Like babe, like and what's the whole origin? What's the whole origin story of the character? Like which they kind of did with the Undertaker. Like he's a like he was basically once a kid that turned into a Grim Reaper like that from Death Valley, and he pretty much kill his parents kill his parents in a fire, I believe, and yeah, you get the point. And then I'll start with and then they continued the storyline when they brought in Kane when they brought in Jacobs and they did not know what to do with him. At first they tried to make him into a villainous dentist, like when Kevin Nash left for WCW. But when that didn't work, then they just rebranded him as the Undertaker's brother, or at least half brother, because of Paul Bearer claiming that he had an affair with the Undertaker's mother in storyline, so they were like half brothers and a part of the show. I would like the Brothers of Destruction with the new wrestlers, whoever they bring in that has like a gothic supernatural gimmick. I mean, they could, but it'll be only just, somewhat similar, but it wouldn't be the same. That's what my opinion is. It wouldn't be like it wouldn't be a very heavy comparison, like an identical comparison where I'm coming from, exactly the same. But let me know about that in the comments down below, if you agree with my opinions or not. But yeah, but yes, sir, ma'am, that was the end of your wrestling news video on March 25th, 2024. And tell me which one was your favorite news report out of on this that's on this list on Fightful Select today. Let me know and let me know about that. I would say my favorite on this list, perhaps Matt Cardona teasing that he could possibly help his best friend Cody at WrestleMania 40. Yeah, because he could be teasing something right now, and we never know if he's not been contacted by WWE, whether it's by text message or on social media or even in person. Like they met up somewhere. Maybe they did. Maybe they texted him. They still have his number, and they probably met up somewhere. Whether if it's at a restaurant, like a private restaurant, or even at in his house, or even at the headquarters of WWE, like wherever that's somewhere in private, like just name it, like at a private location. But they might have went there. They talked, discussed. He would come back, but not. But if he had to go back, it's Zack Ryder. Like he more preferred to be like a one-off, like with him making it look like that he's gonna be back as Zack Ryder, but until he turns heel and turns on Cody Rhodes after helping Cody win the WWE Championship, and then even challenging for the title at the upcoming pay per view, even if it's a B plus pay per view, but still be some kind of entertainment to attract fans to see, like something that we thought we would never see in WWE in the next 10 years. But we're seeing it right now, in front of our eyes. But I think that could happen only if he gets signed to WWE, like which he did say, like he would come back if they're the one that's asking him to come back. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you next time on the Raw review video, where we're going to be seeing what's exactly going to go down on Raw, which Andrade will take on Interfere and try to cost him another match. But let's hope that Jay Uso will be prepared for that, and he will he won't lose his focus, and he'll beat Shinsuke Nakamura to send a message to his jealous brother that will never be in the main event scene, not into the next decade. And yeah, until we meet again, and we'll talk about that we're gonna be talking more about that later on my Raw review video. And until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out. Bye-bye, my SNA fans. Sorry the screen is black, but I hope you can still hear me of talking about what exactly went down on the wrestling news. But yeah. But for now, stay good to yourself and be safe and stay blessed. Bye-bye.